Okay, I'm trying this again.
Error.
Hello to no one watching, my name is Era, and today we're going to be talking about the things I consumed in March. This video is so late. It will be paired with April's consumption because that hoe is late too. Thanks. This was a YouTube heavy month, so I'll start with the notable. So having a day with Patrick McDonald. Patrick is a actor, improver, comedian, director. He wears a lot of hats. But he's been seen doing Smosh, he's been seen doing Dropout, he's created his own short films. I think he also works with Team Star Kid, so he's kind of just like everywhere. And so he has a podcast where he brings his other actor, comedian, improv friends, and they just spend the day together. They like go to Costco, or they go to the beach, or they go and get food, or they go and get lunch, or they just like carve out time in their day to hang out. And it's called having a day. And he encourages you to also go have a day with your friends. So it's really nice and it's really sweet. And that came back in March, which is great because I was missing it so bad. I was like, Patrick, where are you? Where are you, Patrick? So it was very refreshing to watch that. I've seen the one with Corinne. I've seen recently the one with Jordan. I've seen the one with Anna, which I didn't know I needed Anna and Patrick in my life, but it was given to me and I ate it up. The other thing I watched on YouTube was a documentary called Vanishing Charlotte, and it just went through like the shifting and changing of the city from like the 1920s to like 1940s. Just like how much stuff got built in between that time, and how much stuff that was like kind of native to Charlotte, they just threw away to have more of a bustling city. It was very, very interesting to see where Charlotte started from and how it has festered into the rash it is today. So that was really, really cool. So definitely recommend that. The last thing I watched on YouTube, which is the most important thing, and you need to go watch it. The Importance of Being Earnest, done by the National Theater, I believe. You have to watch that. I don't make the rules. You have to watch it. In my opinion, it is exactly what I think Oscar Wilde had in his head when he was writing that play and wanting to see it on stage. It's a great privilege to do this play in this time where the bounds of gender and sexuality are a little bit more blurred, because they are generally blurred. And so that allowed for the costumes to be more extravagant, allowed for the characters, the actors to be more extravagant, allowed for the set to be more simple. Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. I can't remember his name, but Eric from Sex Education is in this as he's in it though. So, and it's really, really good. It's really, really good. It's good and beautiful and well directed, I would say. So check that out, especially if you haven't seen Importance of Being Earnest, or if you haven't read it before or anything like that. I would highly recommend that being your introduction, because how extravagant. Let's Go TV. We'll go TV. So for me, Elementary started season 2. Absolutely scrumptious. I finished season 2 in April. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Once again, Lucy Liu. Now, there was a 3-parter at the end of this season, and it was outrageous. Okay, it was the dumbest shit you've ever. But the benefit is that Mycroft is still in control of the British government. And that's the biggest takeaway. Yeah, the 3-parter at the end, I was like, especially because they were trying to get Joan to be with, kind of have Joan be attracted to Mycroft, and it's just like, if you know the first I almost said Winchester. If you know the first Holmes brother, you're not gonna want the second one, because they're both crazy. So if you don't want the first one, you don't want the second one. That's all I'll say. I have been trying to get back into Industry with Garrett. I started watching Industry when it first came out in like 2019, maybe, I don't know. And like 8 episodes in the first season, and I got through 4. And then I said, I can't. I'm sorry. But now it's becoming popular again, and it has gotten so much more complex and so much more, I would say, interesting, that I really would like to catch up and watch the most recent season. But there's just so much sex in that show. There's so much sex in that show, and I guess they don't have anything else going on really. Sex is really just their hobby at this point. But I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to see you having sex. So struggle bus to get through that one. So we'll see if we continue with that one, or if we let that go. You can see I already had this geared up. A short film, so not necessarily a TV show. It's on HBO Max, but I think it has been taken off. The Elephant, 4 animators, one of which is Rebecca Sugar, and I think another is Pendleton Ward, telling kind of the same story in 4 different ways. If you ever heard the proverb tale of 4 blind men touching one elephant and 4 of them coming up with 4 different answers, it's a play on that, and it was so good. Just here, have this putty and mold it into what you think it is. That's what it felt like, and that's just so cool. And Rebecca Sugar's in it, and she cusses, and that's really cool too. So if you have the ability to watch it, if you find it somewhere, first of all, let me know. Second of all, please watch it. I found it very inspirational and very interesting. So now moving to, oh, that's a lie, Liza Minnelli. Me and Garrett have been watching, well, not have been, we watched, sorry, this is March, we watched Fallout season 2. Every once in a while I start being like, man, when is that 3rd season coming out? It feels like a show that needs to have everything out already, because Fallout is so well known. They're paying homage to the game so well, and it's really addicting, honestly. The craziest part about those episodes is that about 20 minutes of the first part of it is recap. Like I didn't just watch the episode before. And then if you miss the skip recap button, you have to do it manually. It's like, do not lose your chance to blow. Okay? Like it's serious. But I was really interested in watching it this season because I've seen a lot of discourse about Lucy and the ghoul, which is really like the most unimportant part of the story, in my personal opinion. Lucy and the ghoul and their romantic quote unquote relationship, which is just like they dogs, like they partners in crime for real, like for real they down, you know what I mean? But they don't have they don't have a spark. Yeah, so the most important part of season 2 was that Kyle MacLachlan was evil, and that was the hardest part for me. Like Kyle. Now I'm thinking about that episode of Law and Order where he kills the kid in the courtroom. You have to look it up. You have to look it up. But yes, Fallout. And sometimes I catch myself just thinking about Fallout, because the first season I would think about just like Lucy's like coiffed hair that she had in the finale. Like everything around her is like desolate, destroyed, vacated, in pieces, and she has these like flips. Like she said, actually, let me brush my hair right quick. So crazy. And then at the end of season 2 with the yellow dress, just like, I guess that innocence is being continuously fed to her. That clean, pristine is being continuously fed to her, and she is often having to choose whether to be that or be who she has to be in this world. It's now we can move on to movies. Number 1, just to get it out of the way, I watched Tangled in Spanish. I think the songs were in Spanish as well. I watched Tangled in Spanish because it's one of my favorite movies and I can quote it like it's nothing. So if I can quote it like it's nothing, I need to learn it in a different language. We watched The Shape of Water. Bro, that shit was so good. The deaf representation and the ASL, and that was honestly my favorite part in the movie. And the cuts in the sides. I can never ever remember his name, but the monster in that is very famous, like, creature actor. We should all know him by now, you know. The most heart-wrenching part of that movie is that he ate a cat. But other than that, it was extremely magical when they let all the water fill up the bathroom. When ending of it was so crazy and magical and soap opera-y. And I'm gonna probably talk about this book for next month, but if you're looking for a book that's like the movie Shape of Water, when the moon met the tides, or when the tides met the moon, that's your next read. That's your next read. Definitely read it. It was so addicting, but we'll get to that. And then also me and Garrett watched The Goonies, which was really funny. And every time I say The Goonies, I think of Outsiders for some reason. I don't know why. It was nice to see the man from Stranger Things season 2 who gets eaten by demi-dogs not die. And it was nice to see like this relationship, this like brotherly relationship. It was a very nice movie. It was a very cute movie. And then Thank you to Quinn for coming over and bringing her special edition of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I have been so scared, so frightened to watch that movie. It was me and Garrett's snow day movie, and obviously it snowed, but we never watched it. So they were so kind and so gracious to come over here and let us watch the special DVD version. It was beautiful. It was amazing. We're gonna have to watch it again because Garrett was cooking when we were watching it, so he missed some parts. But it was so good. It's like, I think probably everybody needs to see that movie. I think everybody probably would like that movie. I think that it is such a great representation of humans, of development of life. And it's just so, it's so freaking good. It's good and it's delicious. And they deserve every award they got. Okay, so in March, which I can't even believe that this was in March, honestly, like looking back, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck. In March, first of all, I read A New Me, which was a part of my Black History Month reading. I gave it 3 stars, I believe. Yeah. It seems everybody has mixed reviews about it. That's in the last video. I also read Secret Identity by Alex Gura. That was such an interesting story. Like, I really commend Segura for like having this image in his head and like wanting to put it on paper. It was very, 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 very interesting. If you like comics, I would definitely recommend you read this one. It really calls into question, I believe it takes place in 1976, and it really calls into question like what we assumed women were capable of. Like, it's a story about truth, it's a story about honesty, it's a story about history and how so much goes on behind the scenes, that the real truth, the history of comic books, the history of publication can be misconstrued and unknown, and just, it's a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Also in March, I listened to Fortune Favors the Dead. I found this book from a Sunny Book Nook like years ago. They were like, this is so good. This is, can't believe a man wrote this about women. So I listened to it, and it really, it was really good. The audio is really good because you like literally feel like you are there. Like, you're seeing what they're seeing, and you're learning what they're learning and connecting what they're connecting, and it's a great like immersive experience. So I would highly recommend. I think, I gave that 5 stars. I saw no reason why to give it 4. I genuinely enjoyed every single part of that book, and it was a nice quick listen. I think it's like only 9 hours or something, so it's a nice quick listen. The narrator is really awesome. If you like mysteries, if you like gay, if you like lesbian, give it a shot. I think it will probably be up your alley. The next thing that I read was Bitter Bloom by Kristen Kishore. If you haven't read Graceling yet, you have to read it. I can't say enough good things about that book. Just so good. Bitter Blue is a very interesting tale. These books can be read in any order, so I've just been like, whatever book I find next is the next one I'm gonna read. So after Graceling, I found Bitter Blue next, and I said, okay, that's the one I'm gonna read. It gets so complicated, and it gets so heavy with like the amount of like harm that lies can do. Like calling into question, like, if you are born from this like devious liar, right? Is that a part of you? Is that something that you cannot change about yourself, or is that something that was a choice? Like, he chose to do those things and you can choose not to do those things. Just like the effects of a lie affecting the entire town, and people trying to suppress that, and Bitter Blue being 18, being as in the dark as her townsfolk are, really, because she started her reign when she was like 9. So just like growing up, wanting to understand, wanting to learn, wanting to connect, wanting to be doing the right things, wanting to be right, wanting to know for certain, for sure, even if knowing for certain and for sure is going to like disrupt whatever routine she has. She needs it to be disrupted. She needs something to change. She needs to be queen, and she just feels like she isn't, because they're not letting her know anything. They're not letting her do anything but sign papers. Like, it's very, very good. So I really enjoyed seeing the world from Bitter Blue's perspective, especially as she's growing up. I will say it's not as good as Graceling. Graceling is like a picture frame, right? It's literally like a portrait. And if you would like to get to know the people in the portrait, there's more books. That's really what it is. It's like, this is only like the snapshot you're getting of this land, and as it goes even wider, it goes even bigger, you learn even more, you know, you connect even more. Last thing I want to talk about is a book. It's sort of kind of like a spiritual choose your own adventure. It's You Were Born for This by Chani Nicholas, yeah, by Chani Nicholas, and it just takes you through like reading your chart, reading your sun, moon, and rising, learning what the houses mean, learning like cardinal signs and other signs. Yeah, I found it extremely helpful to me, just in the sense of confirming what I've already been feeling. They have some really good journal questions in there too. I really enjoyed reading that, going through that. I feel like it made me more grounded, and it made me understand a lot more. I felt like I learned a lot about myself, and I felt like I learned things that I could actually apply, instead of things that seemed a little like okay, maybe that's me, maybe it's not. It felt very much like, oh yeah, that's okay, and then, you know, everything else kind of starts to make sense, and then you can like change the color of the lens that you're viewing yourself under. So I found it pretty cool. Yeah, that's March. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. You guys are cool, and thanks for listening, and comment down below if you want. I love you. Bye.
Now I'm actually kinda concerned. Did something horrible happen to you? Did you leave the room and forget you were watching YouTube? When you come back, I bet you're gonna be pretty confused. I would be too. Hey, are you subscribed? subscribed to my channel. If you're not, you should totally subscribe to my channel. Thanks. And even if you're already subscribed to my channel, you could tell a couple friends to go subscribe to my channel. Because this video is over now. Over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun.